what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. We're ready today for the Toyota Save Mart 350. Excited as we head out to the West Coast for today's NASCAR action. Turning left, turning right. We're about 15 minutes from when it's supposed to go on. My TV will be to my left. So that would be your left as well. Got the starting lineup below us. Let me know where you're coming in from. Should be a good race and excited for this one to get going. So thank you for joining us. Let me know where you're coming from. I'd love to chat with you guys and see exactly where you found us, how you found us. And like I said, make sure you ask to see how to win a die-cast car. Also, let me know who your pick is to win the race today. I'm excited for that as well. If the audio sounds like it needs tuned or anything, let me know as well. See if we can pull it up here. Reddick takes it down today, in my opinion. Guess I don't need to check the audio. Must be doing all right. Cody, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Reddick is been. It's early. Reddick has been the road king as of late. He looked really good yesterday as well in practice and qualifying. So I would not at all be surprised if Reddick is the one that ends up coming away victorious. Excited today. How's your lineup looking? Do you like your lineup so far that you created in FanDuel? Been watching my Reds play. They are currently tied. I just might have missed a run because I was trying to get this set up. It says they are down 1, so not tied. Wouldn't mind seeing Martin or Bell get a big win. Lineup was tough today. I actually enjoyed setting my lineup. I made a couple. 2 surprise drivers, I guess you would call it surprise, made their way showing speed again. That being Chris Buescher, who ended up finishing second place here last year. Michael McDowell finished third here last year, and they're both starting inside the top 10. So obviously that was not a fluke. So if you want to lay down some money today, those wouldn't be 2 bad drivers. Let's look at what FanDuel has to say about the odds. So Kyle Larson and Tyler Reddick are the betting favorites at 400. Chase Elliott at 550, and then it goes pretty high. Martin Truex at 1,000, the Dinger at 1,000, Denny Hamlin. They got Christopher Bell at respectful plus 1,400, and Chris Buescher at 1,800. My favorite driver, Kyle Busch at 22, Daniel Suarez at 22. Had Chris last week and used McDowell on the last road course. Both had done me right. Lots of people say Larson is the guy to beat. Well, FanDuel agrees. He did not have a good qualifying. He was frustrated with himself, said that he was not hitting turn 7 very well, watching that. And then they had another chance to do another lap, and he said he kind of, for all intents and purposes, half-assed it because he was trying to save tires for the second stage, and didn't matter. Didn't make it into the top 10. So he is currently starting in 16th place behind Ross Chastain. Hunter Green has got a 7th strikeout for all 3 Reds fans that care. So pull that back up for everybody. Thanks for tuning in wherever you're coming from. Let me know how you got here. Let me know who your pick is for today. We'll be streaming the first and second stage, and then we'll have to jump off, and you can watch the last stage there at home. Listen to the wonderful audio of Clint Boyer because I know some of you love that oh so much. I'll be back around race time. Thanks for bringing some nice content. No problem, Cody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll welcome you back when you get here. But yeah, let me know where you're coming from. if you're excited for today's race, who you have winning today's race, that's always something to behold as well. I'm going to go ahead and get my TV turned over. Been watching the Reds play. I'm a Cincinnati Reds fan. There's not a lot of us. There's not a lot of us. Let's see. We're on Big Fox today, right? Come on. Come on. Come on. All right. Here we go. Do, 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 do. That is one big ass shopping cart. That's amazing. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. If you're tuning in right now, they just showed like the world's largest shopping cart. It had a huge motor and had like 8 people in it. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen. So we got Clint Boyer in the booth. Also, looks like Jamie Mack will be there today. Again, this is Fox's last race of the year coverage wise. Then we'll be moving on to NBC in 2 weeks. We will have next week off due to Father's Day. So the one break in the middle of the season. Again, the starting 10 will be below you. Let me know who you're rooting for. Yesterday's Xfinity race wasn't that great. Kind of a rare instance where the Xfinity race wasn't great. At least stages 1 and 2 were not. I mean, it was a absolute rout by Kyle Larson. I know it got a little bit interesting there at the end. Eric Almirola ended up winning the race. So that was probably a good payday if you decide to bet on him. Looks like we got a parachuter coming in celebrating Kevin Harvick's last time here in Sonoma, up in Northern California. If you're also bringing a beverage, let me know what beverage you're bringing. I'm rocking the Summer Shandy today. Hashtag not a sponsor. Interviewing Kevin Harvick. Kevin Harvick probably rethinking his willingness to join the booth. Did our first live stream of the Cup race last week, and my favorite driver won. So I almost feel like I have to do a live stream. Typically, we do race post-race shows. We go live on those, but after last week, I almost feel kind of obligated to do this from a rowdy standpoint. Check something real quick on here. Because NASCAR is in by no means a hurry to get to this race started. Oh, that's me. Just making sure everything is working right. Sometimes you never know. All right. Looks like we're rolling on everything. Appreciate everybody joining in. All right. My favorite driver, Kyle Busch, will be starting right behind Austin Dillon, I believe 12th. Yeah, 12th. Tried to go out there on his last attempt during his Group B qualifying and was not fast. Waited, I think, a little bit too long. Probably could have got another couple laps in. It was a little bit unique yesterday because everybody could have went in at the group at the same time during yesterday's qualifying, and people tried to wait late, and that really, really hurt Kyle Larson and Kyle Busch, two drivers that, well, Kyle Larson is the favorite today. If you go by betting, he's tied with Tyler Reddick. I'm not sure how you take the betting odds away from Tyler Reddick at this point. I mean, he's just been so good on road courses. But the guy I'm really looking for today is Chase Elliott. I mean, this is to the point now. He's had a tumultuous season so far based upon the suspension, based upon breaking the leg. And when he's been racing, he's not been fast. And he's going to have to do something. He is not going to point his way in. He has to get a win for him to make the playoffs right now. And, you know, what better way for him? The road course king. I think he has the third most road course wins of all time. He needs to find a way to get a win today. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty rough. Check one more thing real quick. There we go. Kyle Busch has one ginormous man standing next to him. Wearing a Bucky shirt. WWE superstar Braun Strowman. Rocking the pig ring. I don't know what you call that. So Michael's doing his grid walk. Braun Strowman. Oh, will not miss the grid walk. I like Michael Waltrip in the booth, but the grid walk leaves a lot to be desired. Go ahead and get some of this stuff set up for whenever we get racing. Have the background so you guys can see it. Track length listed at just short of 2 miles. Cup Series purse will be $8 million. It's not what I'm looking for, though. Trying to add it to where I can put this on the screen. I don't think it's there yet because I haven't taken any caution laps. No. Oh, well.
People have to choose between crunchy peanut butter cups and creamy peanut butter cups, and they're here for just a limited time. You know everyone's going to want these cups for an unlimited time, right? Or at least for snack time. And mountain time, time after.
Welcome to the show, Joe.
Oh, hey.
I'm not on the right thing. I haven't even got my headset plugged in yet, so give me a second.
Just sitting lonely in the lobby of this live stream.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was on the NASCAR page sitting there talking to myself because I didn't know you were in the waiting room. So
I've been sitting here watching you in the waiting room for 35, 40 minutes now.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's way too long.
It is.
So kind of been chatting. I'm not sure how much you've been following along, but let me know who your pick is to begin today's race off. Who do you like so far?
Well, Kyle Larson was great in practice yesterday. He wasn't worth a shit in qualifying, but he's great in practice. He should have won the Xfinity race yesterday, but he fucked up a little bit with about 6 laps to go. So I think he'll finish strong. I don't know. I don't think Kyle Busch, where's he sitting at right now?
Well, I was just actually talking about them in their qualifying.
I don't think they looked real well.
They were both in the top 5 on their first run, and then they both decided to wait to the very last second because other people put on their fastest laps, and both of them did not do as well on their second lap as they did their first because they were trying to save tires for the second stage. A little bit different format, as in the entire group could qualify at the same time versus just one at a time. And they both played the strategy wrong, and I think both of them have much better speed than 12th and 15th.
Okay. I think where'd the Dinger end up qualifying today?
He's top 10. It's scrolling. I think it's 6th,
Yep.
5th.
You got to go with the Dinger. Ty Gibbs didn't look bad in the road course yesterday. We'll see what happens. But if I'm going to have to pick one driver today, it's obviously going to be Kyle Larson, then Tyler Reddick probably.
Have you checked the odds?
I was just looking at the odds. So
I know you're more of a DraftKings guy. On FanDuel, they're both tied at 400.
Yeah.
Which is funny because at Coda that's the lowest we've ever seen Tyler Reddick, right? Was like 250 or anybody this
Did
year.
he get down in the 200s at Coda?
I thought it was like really, really low.
It may have been.
I just remember going
Yeah.
like
I
that's
think it
the
was
lowest odds I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think it was plus 350. I thought
350.
Yeah.
You got Chase Elliott starting 9th or 10th. Yeah, starting 10th. Was talking about how he definitely. I mean, it's so weird, Joe. It's like his playoffs are now. I mean, we're talking about
Right.
him like Michael McDowell needs a win.
Right. He's got to win.
It's just weird. Got the invocation and
the
national anthem getting ready to start.
The great thing about using a green screen is I have invisible Mountain Dew.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll be ready to go here in just a few seconds. Joe, I know you're excited. The last broadcast on Fox.
Fox is terrible. Terrible.
I do want to say, if you followed us for a while now, we've been upgrading our streaming packages. We've been upgrading everything that we're putting into this. Obviously, we've had new microphones put in. We've got all kinds of stuff that we're adding to the channel. We got new videos and swipes coming through.
We are on the rise, as they say.
Yes. I was working diligently on, I believe it was a 9.9 second video today, Joe. And if you know this, but if you've never done this before in your life, working on this stuff, I'm a radio person. I provide content with my voice, not with my actions.
No radio voice.
An hour and 15 minutes to make a 9-second video.
Right. Which,
so
I mean, interesting enough, I try to tell my wife that 9.9 seconds is close to an hour as well.
Tomato.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm lost. I'm lost for words.
I will say this is probably a good time to let everybody know that you, upon reaching about 120 more subscribers, will be giving away a free diecast.
Not even 120, Joe. About 110.
110 more. Which I found out that I do not qualify for this free diecast giveaway, which I feel like is complete and utter bullshit. But nonetheless, somebody will be getting a free diecast.
And if you want an Alex Bowman diecast, you will be getting the gay card today.
The pride card.
Yeah.
Oh. Canceled. 18 minutes.
No, that's part of the LGBTQ AAIP
18 minutes
plus.
and 30 seconds into your live stream, you got us canceled again.
It's okay. You will be getting. Hold on.
You will be getting a they them diecast. Does that work?
No, because we got to say the right thing, Joe.
Oh.
So let's say if you. Here we go.
Yeah.
If you are an Alex Bowman fan, you will be getting the Ally lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning, intersex, asexual plus car. There. That is politically correct.
Can you do that again?
Shit. Yeah. I hope somebody doesn't go through my computer. Why is he looking at this stuff?
Because
again, one is questioning. I find that interesting. You're questioning what you are.
You question, I don't understand. Can you expound on that, please? Because I don't understand what that means.
No, we will get canceled for doing expounding because it will be nothing of knowledge. It will be purely of humor. So again, if you're an Alex Bowman fan and you would like a diecast whenever he gets it or when we get to 500 subscribers and you happen to be a fan of his and want his car, you will get today's Ally lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning, intersex, asexual plus car.
Asexual.
Hmm. Yes, that is like most every
Is that like having
16-year-old
Yeah,
on
is
his
that like
computer.
having every one of us is asexual at some point in our life? I guarantee it. You've been married more than 3 years, you're asexual. That's just how it is.
And that's why we can't get canceled, because we identify.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
It all works out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's the man. Shows him starting 12th. Daniel Suarez talked about him. Not anyone was talking about him on our picks or anything like that. Wasn't that great in practice, and then finds his qualifying ninth. Tyler Reddick in his 4'3" frame.
Yeah.
I could eat Tyler Reddick. He's a small person. All right. We're going to 4K, boys. There we go.
There we go. Jimmy McMurray.
You'll probably be way ahead of me.
Jimmy McMurray always looks like he's got to take a shit. I said that last week. He does. He's a little guy.
Well, a lot of them are. Your man Kyle Larson's a little guy.
Yeah, he's a little dude. If I was on first name basis with him, I'd probably call him my little buddy.
Yeah. Joe, what do you think about a racetrack having turns 8 and 8A and then 3 and 3A? Shouldn't that be saved for like a Canadian circuit?
Isn't that how you number a chicane?
Why does a chicane get the same number
it's the same
with
turn,
a letter?
Really?
No, but you're not.
Yes,
You're doing the exact opposite.
Turn. It's one chicane.
One's left and one's right.
Yeah. It's the same obstacle.
But then when you go to a NASCAR race at a
oval,
turns 1 and 2 literally are the same.
Maybe when this track was built, they said, we want you to build a road course, but it can only have 11 turns. And they built it and they were like, shit.
Yeah.
We got 15. And they were like, well, wait a minute. Just name 3, and 3A.
Yeah.
Yeah. And 8 and 8A.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what happened.
But you're turning the wheel different. It's the same thing. What?
Well, let me ask you.
So when I turn the wheel left into turn 1.
If you ever watch motocross? Bullshit, shut up. Yeah. You ever watch motocross?
I have watched.
You know when they go over the rhythm section?
Yeah.
That's one obstacle. But it's like 30 little ramps.
But it's not a turn.
That's the point, though. It's one obstacle. It's one driving obstacle. Yes, it is.
Not in NASCAR.
Yes, it is.
Literally.
It's a road course. It's
so
a chicane. Hey, did you bring up Hendrick Motorsports and Company at Le Mans this morning?
I have not yet.
They finished 39th. Great showing for the monster car that they put out on the track.
Did you see NASCAR posted, and it said our car sounds a little bit different. I was like, yeah.
Every other car was like, yeah, I'm gay. NASCAR was like, America, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
Exactly.
That was an exact representation.
If you slow it down, you can actually listen to Jensen Button play Freebird.
Yeah, he was
while he's driving by.
He's not even American.
Exactly. Yeah. He just
obliged.
felt like he had to.
Yeah, he felt obliged. Yeah. I did think it was funny. Last night it started raining and Hendrick was like, "Get Jimmy out of the car now."
Adam Devine is starting from Workaholics.
Yeah. Drivers and Danica.
No, he put way too much in that. It wasn't bad.
No,
it wasn't bad.
Like
it had personality.
Like he's acting like Jack Black.
He kind of has that persona, but he's about as tall as me.
Yeah.
So
you don't.
I have no idea how tall Jack Black is.
Always have to. Some people knew what I was.
Oh, also,
yeah.
Ross Chastain, an equal opportunity wrecker, wrecked somebody in the Xfinity Series yesterday. Because why not?
You know what I'm about to do?
You, Ross Chastain.
I'm about to put some tasty Wolf wintergreen pouches in my mouth.
Ugh. I'd be those kids on the sand lot, just hacking up at the fan.
Yeah. On the what they call that, spider or whatever it was, just throwing up
Scrambler?
the scrambler. Yeah, just throwing up everywhere.
Everywhere.
I saw a kid do that at the wine festival last year, the year before. Just everywhere, just flying, and I was like, that's great.
No,
I'm
That'd be a
telling you,
bad
I
day.
looked up and it was you.
no, it wasn't me. I don't ride that stuff. Can't fit.
I don't write it because, well, I see the people putting it together.
That's a good point.
My kids are like,
point.
"Can we ride today?" I was like, "No, that ride was put together by 4 meth addicts. You're not getting on it."
Yeah,
They did it in 12 minutes.
they really did.
Yeah.
Someone asked me if I had a wrench, and he said, "I don't matter anyway."
Yeah.
I'm like, "What?
It don't matter.
What? Come again?" Race Center. Let's see what Race Center does. Hell yeah, it's the same exact thing I just clicked on.
Hey,
Harrison Burton starting last.
do you intend on updating the running order scroller at the bottom of our screen for the entire race?
Oh yeah, the entire time. You will never actually get anything out of me other than just me up and down on the Race Center, just moving forward. No, I will do it for stage breaks. As you know, Joe, I have something that I have to attend to later on.
Did you tell everybody
So
what
I
it
will-
was?
I did not.
No.
I just said that I will be leaving after either the second stage break or right around 5:30.
Right. And you know, that experimental Valtrex treatment that you're getting, I hope really does clear you up.
I do too. Monkeypox is not for everybody, and one hell of a rash. I'll just leave it at that. Just one hell of a rash.
I think you should show everybody.
No. I actually have a pad on right now with Icy Hot just to keep it pushed in on. I don't need to go into further detail. Don't Google search it.
You know, the only thing about using this software and this platform that we've been using, I've noticed, is the other platform we used had filters. And I looked, I don't know, 15 years younger. People are watching us now and they're like, wow, I didn't realize he was that old.
Yeah.
No, I'm not okay with it.
I actually say that when I see you in person after I've just seen you on the show. I'm like, Jesus Christ, Joe, what happened? And you're like, nothing. I'm like, oh, I meant to your car. And then I go punch it real quick, make it look like something happened.
Yeah.
Oh man, gotta love NASCAR. It says it starts at 3:30. We're at 3:43. Just now going up the hill in turns 1, 1A, 2, 2A, 2B, and 2C.
You know, I was actually thinking, I really think NASCAR could probably.
There's no way. Go ahead.
No.
What was you pondering?
Well, I was just saying, I think really on road courses, I think they take the caution laps to the extreme. If you can't get shit done in one caution lap on a road course, you have problems.
Yeah, and it's not like we got a choose rule or nothing like that.
Why can't NASCAR cautions? Why do we have to do a full course yellow? Huh?
I don't know. That's one of the things that Formula One does right by doing the delta, the time, which we could totally do that in NASCAR. We don't need the pace car to come out on road courses. But still do. Hey, we were at that race, Joe. Or I was at that race.
Which one?
The Indy road course.
Last
year. I watched a tent fly like straight up in the air. It was intense.
I hear a rumor of 2024 they're going back to the Brickyard. The full track.
The oval with 4 corners.
Yeah, the oval, the rectangle, the rounded rectangle. That's what I'm going to start calling it.
NASCAR needs to figure out like their shapes, their turns, like everything's all jacked up.
Yeah, I know.
If I showed you this and you would never go, oh yeah, that's a nice looking oval you got there.
No, it's a rounded rectangle.
Yeah, that's exactly what Indy Speedway looks like, but they always call it going back to the oval.
Yeah.
If you had an egg like that, you would give it back to the chicken.
No, I'd probably eat it.
Yeah, no, you're right. That or throw it at your neighbor's house.
They're just now doing their pass-through lap.
Mm-hmm.
This is dumb. I blame it on Fox.
I blame Obama. The dinger didn't win yesterday.
No, he should have. I don't know what's going on with my internet seems relatively okay today, but my camera and my audio keep getting off sync a little bit. I gotta turn my camera off and back on.
On mine, you get a little bit fuzzy, but overall, your sound is fine.
What do you mean I get fuzzy?
You get a little fuzzy looking on the screen.
The fuzzy how?
I don't know, Joe. Use your imagination. Catch the race.
We need to get this going.
Race results? No. I'm trying to pull it up to where even NASCAR.com is slow on pulling up the live leaderboard. Sons of bitches. I'm not gonna take it, Joe.
I wouldn't. Not. Yeah. I definitely wouldn't take it if I was you.
Yeah.
I've been working on
Same thing over.
Playbooks all day long.
From Madden.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to centralize. Over the years, I've developed my own plays, and I come up with them. But over the years, you get to the point where you end up with, all these plays in your playbook, and you never use them. And really, I'm at the point where
I'd have no idea.
Yeah, it's just filling the kids' heads with BS, teaching them plays you're never going to run. So taking those out, streamlining it, if you will.
So you're running streaks and then victory formation kneel down. That's the only two you need.
That's all. Yeah. Well, that's all I run anyway.
Yeah.
QB sneak.
Run.
QB sneak.
Oh, God. You got Tom Brady coming in.
QB sneak.
I watched the Bengals one time do a QB sneak and needed 5 yards. We were at that game and it was snowing.
Yeah, me too.
I go, wait, what?
I've seen the Bagels throw a go route and needed half a yard.
Here we go, Joe.
All right, boogity, 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 amen.
Got them Yoders running up front. Do you want to give a shout out to Ty Gibbs for never running this track and actually did pretty good in the Xfinity and has looked fast, at least in practice and qualifying. Also want to give a detriment to Monster Energy, putting the same two freaking car schemes out there, except naming one beast and then just inverting the numbers. Like, what are we doing? Man, too wide almost the entire track. What's interesting too, Joe, we got Toyotas in the top 5. If you remember last year, Toyotas were not worth a shit on road courses last year. Uh-oh. Suarez missed a shift. Oh, God, he's going way back. Suarez is dropping like a freaking rock.
I want to see how these cars are going to handle turn 11 today. The Xfinity cars, of course, I think that's where Larson messed up yesterday. But they had some hard braking there. And with the braking issues that we saw last week, I wonder if that's going to be a factor into this turn 11 here.
Kyle almost got on the inside of Chase Elliott. Not that I'm biased. I just got excited. Let's go ahead and we'll take that off of there. Let's see if NASCAR's got their shit together. Oh, my God. Guys, normally I pull up the NASCAR stuff on here so you guys can see it and follow along. But NASCAR today does not have their stuff together. What are we doing, NASCAR?
I blame it on Fox.
Sonoma. Yeah, still has not updated this at all. I'm gonna take this off, Joe, and see if I can get it back on. Kyle Busch up 2 spots. Elliott up 1. Biggest loser so far is Michael McDowell outside of Suarez. Logano's not done really well either. Michael McDowell started 3rd. He's now in 7th. Truex has gained a spot. Bell's gained a spot. Reddick's lost 1. Yesterday's race, that Xfinity race, reminded me of a freaking Formula One race at the beginning with Kyle Larson, how quick he was.
Yeah. He had a great car yesterday. Would have won that race too if he didn't get off the track, turn 11.
Literally, Joe, NASCAR is not updating their leaderboard. This is wild.
Yeah.
What's that?
Just watching Denny Hamlin. Hoping he blows a tire in one of these turns.
I'm getting ill. Normally, this is like on point. This is terrible. Logano diving it in deep to try to gain a spot back on Eric Almirola. If you end up having him yesterday as your winner, you probably would have got quite a bit of money. Just a reminder, there are no stage cautions. So it will be straight old school NASCAR racing, if you remember back in those days. Joe, I actually might have to just go ahead and run the ticker the way that it's going. Currently, right now, if you are tuning in with us, it's Hamlin in first, Bell, Reddick, Truex, and Gibbs. So the top 5, all Toyotas. 6th place is the Dinger. 7th is McDowell. 8th, Busher. Elliott 9th. Kyle Busch in 10th. Daniel Suarez, I think they just said, has dropped to 29th place. So he has dropped 20 spots since the beginning of this race. Harvick working on, I believe that might be Briscoe, until Haley jumps into the inside of him and takes it away in the chicane. That was exciting there. This is Suarez. Oh, he definitely missed a shift. And he was trying to put it in 3rd gear and instead shifted down to 1st gear. And very rookie move by Daniel Suarez. Also a great way to blow an engine.
Yeah. Well, nobody likes him anyway.
Ty Dillon just passed Kevin Harvick.
Yeah, I was hoping.
Ryan.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to say Ryan Blaney's in 34th place. I found it interesting that Todd Gilliland gets the short end of the stick so that Zane Smith, when he races in Cup, can have the 38 car. It's pretty rough.
Mm-hmm.
And then Todd Gilliland has to go to Rick Ware Racing. Well, so far, not much racing up front by a large standard. Bell is at still least within a second. About 3 laps into yesterday, Kyle Larson would have been 2.5 seconds out. Oh, inappropriately Daniel Suarez is the first person to show up on the graphic after missing a shift. Well, 6 laps in, first full screen commercial by Fox. Joe, that means a beverage break.
Have fun. Well, Ryan's out getting his next Bud Light. He enjoys them Bud Lights, Bud Light Ultras, and I think he's even drinking the Bud Light Lime-A-Ritas now. He enjoys them. I don't know. I quit drinking Bud Light a long time ago, but I don't know. I never knew Ryan to really drink Bud Light until about 2 months ago, and then for whatever reason, he started slamming them. So I guess he switched his beer. He said it was more of a political thing to start drinking Bud Light than actually liking the beer. So I don't know. He's off getting himself another one. But yeah, we're at another commercial break here for Fox Sports, because they don't seem to think that actually watching the race is something that people actually want to do. I watched in total about, I don't know, I'll say 5 or 6 hours in total of the Le Mans this week, or the last 24 hours, 5 or 6 hours of it. And I think in the entire 5 or 6 hours of the Le Mans that I watched, I think maybe they went to commercial about 4 times, and it was always a split screen commercial. And you're talking about a 24-hour race that's not showing commercials. Fox can't even show a damn race for 3.5 hours without spending half the time showing a commercial and taking away from the race. So I'm sure we'll pick up here. We'll be under caution. There'll be a 6-car pile up, and they're going to say, while you were away, the half the field wrecked out. Here's what happened. And then they'll show a brief replay of the wreck and not explain anything. And then they'll go back to commercial when everybody starts pitting.
You're probably not wrong.
No.
Wouldn't be the first. Just basing it on experience. Oh. I guess the good thing with a road course, if they go to a typical 3-minute commercial break, it'll be like 2 laps.
Not that it really matters for me, because I got to cut out of here about 4 o'clock, but catch the majority of this race on my phone here in a minute. But, you know, it would be nice to actually see the entirety of the race, at least green flag. You know, I understand on caution laps after everybody pitted, going to commercial, full screen commercial, but my God, there's green flag racing going on right now, and we don't know what the hell's going on. And then they don't even come back to the race. They come back to do some promo replay that they're doing. I don't know.
Ryan Preece was racing on 2 wheels.
I hope Ryan Preece blows an engine.
Kyle Larson moves up to 12th place, so he's gained 3 spots. He's battling Alex Bowman, which Bowman has been a solid road course racer at Hendrick for a while now. And now he just passed. Oh, never mind. The ticker's going insane. I don't know what to do. Cannot believe we cannot pull this up.
Well,
to show
even the
people the
intervals
score-
don't work.
the
See,
leaderboard.
I think, you know, they set these a lot like electronic timers up all over the track, and I think when the track comes together and it's real close, and you got people out of turn 11, you know, and people coming into turn 11, those electronic timers are picking up in 2 places, and even the interval tracker goes crazy.
Yep. Now this is definitely different compared to what we're normally used to. William Byron, he had a terrible, terrible qualifying. Looks like he's moved up 6 spots. Austin Cindric has done nothing after having a top 10 here last year. Looks like Penske really missed the mark on this one. Joey Logano, the highest Penske car in 15th. Nobody else above 30th between Ryan Blaney and Austin Cindric. Stuck behind the 51 Rick Ware Racing of Todd Gilliland. I'm letting you guys hear this. Seems to be okay, Joe.
Yeah.
After running 27,000 RPMs on that first gear.
Yeah. They said it got up to 9,800, I think they said, didn't they?
Oh, I didn't get to hear it. I let you have yours up loud in case we're like not at the same time so that we're not just throwing people's information off ear-wise. First three are staying close. I mean, this is definitely closer than what we saw yesterday. The bad thing for everybody else, though, Joe, is they're all three teammates. So
Yeah.
it looks like they might have the speed, which is, again, a 180 from last year where Toyota was god-awful at road courses. Chase Elliott putting a big old gap there between him and Kyle Busch, almost 3 seconds. Austin Dillon wasn't in that scene either, so I'm sure he's probably fighting with Kyle Larson. And he is. Kyle Larson's about 0.6 of a second behind him, which they're both about 2 seconds behind Kyle Busch. Didn't know if you knew this, Joe. During the Xfinity yesterday, they said, and I was unaware of this, I watched a lot of racing, but that the Xfinity cars have to start with the same exact qualifying lap tires that they used.
I knew that.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
They only had 3 sets of tires for the entire race.
But they only ran, how many laps did they? They only ran like 65 laps, didn't they?
70, I thought.
Okay.
Yeah, they did a 250 and this is a 350, so I think it was 70.
I feel like they should have 4 sets
70.
because I think every team should, and it doesn't matter if it's the truck or the Xfinity. If they go to NASCAR overtime, they should get another set of tires.
Yeah, that's fair. Ooh, Martin Truex looks like he's catching up on Christopher Bell. Have not seen a lot of passing, and after another 6 laps, another full screen Fox commercial.
This is ridiculous.
Well, unfortunately, this is starting to remind me of last year's NASCAR races on the road courses. They were either very hit or very miss.
Yeah, and really the Xfinity race yesterday was, I mean, you had some good middle of the pack passing, but really that was a one-man show until about, 8 laps to go. And
yeah,
it just is what it is. I mean, this car, you're right. This car is very hit or miss on these road courses. I think in the grand scheme of road courses, this track is probably one of the easier, less technical tracks to drive. And really, I think if you want to highlight driving ability on a road course, I think you need to put a little bit more effort into the obstacles. I mean, you have the 2 chicanes in turn 11, and then, pretty much it's pretty elementary back road driving that all of us in Southern Indiana are used to. I would contest, right. You could probably drive this course pretty well, Ryan.
I have on the virtual side of things. It's not really my favorite because it typically gets spread out like this because it's hard to pass. I mean, you really have 2 passing places. That's 4, 5, and if you can outbrake somebody in 11, you can kind of do it. Or if Denny Hamlin wants to throw a race so Tony Stewart can win his last one.
Well, they moved this year. They were talking about this in the Xfinity. They moved the tire stacks back in turn 11. Which
they're riding the curves now.
Well, and that's really what caused Larson to lose the race yesterday because he got too deep in turn 11, and he bounced the underside of his car off the curb, but then locked his front up and made him turn left. But Yeah, you're right. There's nowhere to turn, and it's not a hard road course to drive. So
Right. Right. It's much different than Watkins Glen, which is typically referred to as the fastest road course. But you have a downhill 90-degree turn to the right. Then you have a bus stop, which always adds excitement no matter what, because you're talking about a really, really long straightaway and then a bus stop, which what we've seen in the Roval. The bus stop gets everybody screwed up. I mean, that's just how it is. You got to go to a hard braking, turn left, turn right, turn left, and that helps. Then you have a wide sweeping turn there, then another sharp left turn, another sharp right turn, but it's wide, so you can get underneath people and make these passes. And more often than not, it's flat. This track is really up and downhill. And for whatever reason, Joe, both the up and downhill parts have chicanes to them. So you're not going to be passing going up or downhill in a chicane. It's just, there's just no way to do
Truex
it.
just passed Bell.
Well, that was turn 11, right?
Yeah.
That looked like
That
looked
was
some
no,
team
that
orders.
wasn't a turn 11. I don't think so.
I was briefly looking at it. They look like they have a water problem watering their grass too.
Yeah, it's not really a water problem. That's just the desert.
Hey, grapes grow up there.
Yeah.
So Larson now, he'll probably catch Kyle Busch here soon. He is marching. I don't really like them moving the tires from near the curb. I thought that's what made it interesting, because using the curb, Joe, just makes that turn even easier now, because you can kind of roller coaster through it. I'm not sure why they would do that. They really, to me, the more things you can do to make it more difficult for the driver, the more often you'll see mistakes, and that's how you get passing on these types of courses.
My cat came back here to say hi.
Yeah. I do like that they got rid of whatever that huge downhill, they called it something. It's like, it wasn't a carousel. It was like a roller coaster looking thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Looks like Kyle Larson is on Kyle Busch's hind end, so that pass will be made soon. So yesterday's race was they really said could be done in 2 stops. I'm guessing today's race is probably 3.
3, yeah. I'm going to stay with you until the end of the first stage here.
Oh, Chase Elliott decided
a little
to
bit,
use
huh?
So another interesting thing about this car, and I thought maybe
is
they were
all
just
over
doing it
Busher.
for LaJoy,
Yeah.
is him going with a yellow bumper to make it look like he's a rookie.
Why?
Instead of yellow stripes, it's one yellow hard stripe. But yeah, I found that interesting as well. William Byron's climbed to 19th. Has NASCAR started working?
Can't believe the dinger
Nope.
is not making up any time, really. It's pretty much held steady.
Yeah, the entire front 10. I mean, he's gained 1 spot, passing Gibbs. But no, Joe, we'll probably just do the first stage of this and then come back for post-race show tonight.
Yeah.
Not nearly as fun or enticing as this, and NASCAR can't get their shit together so we can put the live stream results in. Larson did pass Kyle Busch. Well, now the scoring thing says he did not. Now it says nope. Not. What's happening, Joe?
I don't.
Did he do it?
I have any idea.
Or do you want to watch Chase Elliott not pass Christopher?
Yeah, well, I've been
Busher?
watching that for 2 laps. Fox is
where
terrible,
we actually did have a pass. We can't watch it when it's the two best drivers in the sport right now, Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson, going at it.
battling
We
back
can't
and
watch
forth. It looks like Larson. Oh, what's going on here?
it. Oh my god! Let me check my FanDuel real quick. How are we looking on there?
I don't know. I'm probably beating you. I'd say.
Somebody's beating me.
Probably,
I'm winning money,
probably me.
but it's not from the group. Nope, Joe, you're 13 points behind me.
Oh. Oh, well, I can't log in right now because apparently I'm not in Indiana anymore.
Isn't that the best? 8 to go.
I have to walk to the other side of my house.
God. We can't even get in a rhythm with Fox.
Are you kidding me?
What is this stage? 15 laps?
No, it was 20, wasn't it?
I don't know. I can't tell because they keep going to commercial. Find out real quick. 20 laps, yes. NASCAR still not working on their website. So if you're wanting to follow live,
You
tough
got to
sheet
do it
to
with us. Yeah, you got to do it with us. Ryan, I was talking about the 24 hours at Le Mans. Did you catch any of that at all?
Unfortunately, I did not.
That's horseshit, Ryan.
I know. That is not good on my side.
I will tell you, I found it pretty comical that at one point they did focus in on the Hendrick Garage 56 car. And Jimmy Johnson was driving it at the time. And the announcers brought up Jimmy Johnson. My cat's going to say hi to you here again. It brought up Jimmy Johnson. They were talking to him a little bit, and one of the announcers said that he was pretty popular in North America, and he had a couple stock car championships under his belt, a couple. And, just went on. But what my point is, it was very evident that Jimmy Johnson is not as famous around the world, especially in France, as he is here, because they knew who Jenson Button was, obviously, but they had no clue the talent that Jimmy Johnson was as a race car driver, and I found that comical.
Yeah, they were looking on his Wikipedia page, is what you're saying, to give his accolades.
And I thought it was funny because they were talking essentially about him being a stock car driver and what have you. And there were several, like Scott Dixon was a driver for one of the teams. There were several IndyCar guys there. I don't know if there was any other F1 drivers in it this year.
Your boy LeBron James waved the green flag.
Oh yeah. But which I didn't see the start. I did want to see the start. I did not see the start. Of course, I think that was about 10 o'clock Saturday morning was the start of that. But anyway, they knew who Scott Dixon was because they talked about him for a time, some other IndyCar drivers. And, when they were talking about Jimmy Johnson, they didn't even mention that he raced an IndyCar. I just thought it was kind of funny that they had no idea who Jimmy Johnson was.
That's wild. And to be fair, we probably had a better idea who the other drivers were coming into NASCAR with Kimi Räikkönen and stuff than they did about a NASCAR driver joining their thing.
I don't know what Garage 56 or Hendrick intend to do with that. Obviously, great. My TV decided not to work there for a minute. I don't know what they intend to do with the Garage 56 entry next year at Le Mans. I don't think they put any news. Obviously, they're in a class by themselves, so they're not really competing against anybody except for an overall victory. And from what I've seen, you're just not going to beat those hypercars. They're faster than F1 cars. They're going around that thing at 230 miles an hour. So I don't know if the intention is to get a stock car class essentially in the Le Mans, but you kind of already have that with the GT class. So I don't really know. It's still cool to watch.
The only thing, Joe, I could literally think of, and I've mentioned this to you before, I wouldn't be surprised if they try their first hybrid engine in that.
Well, even that though, I mean the GT class comes down. They were almost 100 horsepower faster, or had 100 more horsepower than the GT class from this, and this is purely just from the commentators talking about it. They were 100 horsepower, had 100 more horsepower, and they were way heavier than the GT class, so they didn't really fit in the class, and they were way faster than the GT class as well. So I would think if that is the class that you're gonna try to compete with, then you're gonna have to figure out a way to take some weight out of that car and some horsepower off of it.
Yeah, and there are GT. I'm sure there are Chevy Corvettes in a GT class.
There are. They won it. The Corvette won the GT class this year.
Is it a GT3?
I'm not real sure. I just know Corvette won.
Okay.
Now a Ferrari hypercar won the whole thing.
Gotcha.
The overall.
Yeah,
close to 3,000 miles in 24 hours.
That's wild.
That's from where we're at in VB, Indiana. That would be driving to California and back in 24 hours.
That's stupid.
That's crazy.
Now watching, this is how great Fox's coverage is. Getting to watch Ryan Blaney get lapped by the third place car.
Yeah.
Fourth place car, excuse me. Ryan Blaney in last place.
Well, maybe Richard or Kyle was right.
In what way?
Huh?
In what way?
He's just not living up to his potential.
Yeah.
He did win a race this year, but nobody cared.
That is true. That is true. Because somebody got hooked.
Like these commercials right here that Fox puts on, these side-by-sides, I have no problem with this.
Did Kyle Busch go into the pits?
Probably.
He's in 28th.
This is probably right around Larson's in the pits too.
Is he?
Yeah, so is Elliott. They're all on a pit strategy. They're all on scheduled pits.
Oh. Right, God damn it. See, I just was looking, I'm like, wait, where the hell's my guy?
Well, it's why. I mean, why would you have these live? I mean, obviously, on the first scheduled pit stop, you have to go Fox side by side, right? That makes sense. Who wants to see
two laps after a commercial?
What is actually one of the most important parts of the race are green flag pit stops. I mean, who wants to see that?
We literally had 2 laps of a full screen commercial.
Right, and there's only 3 laps to go. Well, not that they're stopping for stages, so that doesn't make any sense what I was about to say. But, I mean, it's just asinine to me. But I will say, if they're going to do a commercial, this is how commercials need to be done. I don't understand why you can't go Fox side by side every time you go to a commercial. My cat is back here saying hi again.
I didn't hear him that time. Him, her. Don't want to misgender your cat.
It's a they, them.
Oh, okay. So it looks like Elliott's in 16th, Larson's in 17th. Kyle Busch is behind the prowess of Josh Bilicki, Eric Jones, and Ty Dillon.
Well, Hamlin and Truex and Bell are going to have to pit here. Let's see when the 2 Toyotas.
Well, they can't now. I don't know. Does pit road close with the last 2 laps of a
no
stage since there's no?
I don't think so.
It shouldn't with no stage break.
Well, they're going to stay out and win the stage, and why wouldn't you at this point? Because you still
Right.
get the stage points.
Your boy Ryan
And
Preece
this,
is fitted.
yeah, this was a great rule that NASCAR did change, and I'll give them props for that. That, you know, in years past, the last couple of years, you had to decide whether or not you wanted stage points or you wanted to win the race on these road
Boom,
courses.
baby. Just got past Josh Bilicki. Let's go.
Yeah.
Who
Justin
literally
Haley
ripped off the entire side of the car during practice the other day, if you saw that, Joe.
I didn't. You think they were expecting rain today?
Is that a question?
Yeah. In the desert. Look at all. I'm making a comment on the windshield wipers. Obviously, every one of these cars is using the windshield wipers, some sort of arrow that they're putting on the car, because I don't even think, looking at some of them, I don't even think they're going to keep push the rain off your windshield.
No.
I'm pretty sure Chase Elliott's doesn't even move. Just looks like a spoiler going up the middle of his windshield.
Dale Earnhardt sitting on the side of his car and wiping it off with his hand would be more effective than that.
Yes.
I thought it was Josh Bilicki. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, that's the end of stage one coming to an end. Hamlin's going to take it.
And
the Tyler spoiler just looks like a carbon fiber on Truex's car.
Yeah.
Carbon fiber spoiler. Well, I better cut out of here. We got some obligations that I need to take care of.
How excited are you for such obligations?
Very.
Okay. I'll probably be cutting out here in just a minute as well, due to the same thing. So.
All right. Hopefully, I see you tonight for a post-race show, and I'll talk
Joe,
to everybody later. What?
Joe, I want to show you this. I want to show you this real quick while I got you here. Here it is. It was Anthony Alfredo, Fast Pasta, that was driving the 78 car. He hit the wall. Did a pretty good job on it. What do you think?
My God. I'd say.
I wanted to show you that because I was like, man, he really fucked up. What would have been awesome, though, was a woman in there would have went, oopsies.
My bad. Watch this Hamlin pit stop real quick. Hopefully they mess up.
I don't think they're going to mess up, Joe. The
Ty Gibbs
car
didn't
looks
have
pretty
it.
nice.
Ty Gibbs did not have it. They did mess up.
They did?
Gibbs got out. Yeah, they did. Gibbs got out before Hamlin. There's Hamlin right there.
There's Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson. They're going to gain a ton of spots because of this.
Now I feel like staying and watching, but
yeah, there's the train of Elliott, Larson, and Kyle Busch. I don't think Christopher Bell is in the middle of them. I could be wrong.
I don't have any idea why they're still showing Hamlin out in front. Is he still out in front?
No, I don't think so. Hell, how do we know, Joe? It's NASCAR
who
on
knows?
Fox.
I have no idea. Anyway, I will see everybody later, and hopefully we can get a post-race show in today.
That's
we'll see
right. Talk to you later.
Yep.
We will indeed be doing a post-race show. That's stage one. again, just wanted to jump on here for a little bit to do a little bit of the stream. But yeah, join us after the race. Hopefully ends up in a Kyle Busch win. This has been Stuck in the Catch Fence here on this early live stream.